Hey, I just had to do this little update on Rose. Um, she is active and moving around. This is a big deal. I mean, you're probably looking at her thinking, that's a normal dragon. If you don't know Rose's story, she's had a lot of ups and downs. So something different I did, digging through my reptile supplies, I had reptile vitamins. It was Fluker's brand reptile vitamins. Could have been a coincidence of the time that I gave her that. What? Oh no, the rectangle. Oh my God. Rose, you are so dramatic. Rose is kind of an alarmist, so you have to ignore that. So last week, Tuesday and Wednesday, I sprinkled reptile vitamins. There's a gecko on the front of the little container. I'll show you in a second. Sprinkled some of that on her food along with the Rapashi's Beardy Buffet. I'm sure you're tired of hearing me say that. But along with that, calcium and D3. And bee pollen. So lots of sprinkles on her food, right? But I added a little bit of that because she's been pooping normal poo, but it's in a puddle of water. And I thought, she's probably low on some electrolytes. And I was looking at everything I had just to see, does anything have those electrolytes? There are 4 electrolytes. Sodium chloride is one, and that's table salt. Almost every animal needs some element of that, some amount of that in their diet. That's why you can attract wild game with a big salt rock. So anyway, I thought maybe she's low on that because I wasn't in the habit of giving the reptile vitamins because early on there was a big scare in some forum post about, well, you don't want to do that because then they'll get some buildup of synthetic vitamin A, which is not good. And that wouldn't be good if that's true. Now everything I look up is like, well, I wonder if that's true. I wonder if that person was right, because a lot of people have given me some advice that it turned out to not be completely appropriate for us right now. I'm not going to say people are wrong, but you got to be careful. You try things, maybe just try them halfway to be careful. So reptile vitamins. So I sprinkled those on her food Tuesday and then again Wednesday, and she went from just laying down all the time to sitting upright. And now she's wandering around her tank. Now, I don't know if she's just more active because of hormones, because she's about to lay eggs again. I really doubt it. She could still have some eggs left, but she's moving around. She's looking around. She's alert. She's extraordinarily still right now, which is making me look like I'm not being honest. There you go, Rose. Move a little bit. But this is the update. So today, I sprinkled, again, this is Sunday, I sprinkled a little bit more of those reptile vitamins. The reason I picked that up and thought, well, I'll give that to her, one of the ingredients, they didn't say sodium chloride, they just said salt, along with all the other vitamins. I thought, okay, I do have an order on the way of bearded dragon electrolytes, bearded dragon probiotics. Hopefully we can solve the whole normal healthy poop in a puddle of water thing, because that's almost as if her body's trying to regulate the electrolytes. That's my guess. Like if she has not enough electrolytes but too much water, because I give her fresh greens, but you see her eye, it's a little bit sunken. If you have not seen comparisons of bearded dragons' eyes from healthy to sick to dehydrated, if you go to Facebook, Sarah's Bearded Dragon Rescue, in her pictures buried in there, unless she put a folder there, she put a big comparison of all the eyes, photos, because she's treated so many bearded dragons. So that was really helpful to see that somebody put that together. So Rose is improving, just she's moving around. I think it's really cool. I think it's funny. I mean, if you own a bearded dragon, you understand this is a big deal. Just her, pushing herself up in the front there. She's always walking as if she can't get her belly off the floor. She did a while back, and then she laid eggs again, and then she's back to keeping her belly on the floor when she's moving around. So I think the eggs, depleted some kind of nutrient that she needs to have that strength. hopefully we'll figure it out. But this is our update. Rose is alert. She's looking around. She's always hungry. Gosh, she could eat so much. I'm trying not to overfeed her. I mean, she's stunted anyway, but I don't want to overload her system. But that's our update today. And I'll give you a little bit of other information on something else. Let me hit the pause button. Be back in a flash. And we're back in a flash. So here's the other update. I've mentioned in previous videos that I'm going to do a garden for the bearded dragons. She's like, what are you doing? So above her tank on the shelf up here, I had to get a stool. I do have a mini garden. The one in the basement is slow going. I had to order more lights, so I'm waiting until that's completely put together to do that video. But here, I've got these carabiners and this sunblaster. If you order a sunblaster for your dragons, it's going to come with a garden bulb, not one for reptiles, so you'll have to change it out. But I thought, well, this one had the messed up reflector. And I don't know if you saw my video not long ago about mystery of the UVB lights, right? So the reflector, the little thing under there, like the foil behind the bulb was backwards. So Murray was not getting hardly any UVB. It was absorbing instead of reflecting. So I just flipped it around. It's creased, it's not perfect, but it's good enough for plants. So I've been watering that for a year and a half. Finally, it's got a leaf. That is Rose of Sharon. You should look that up. They're really, really pretty trees. So that's going to turn into something. But here's what's funny, and this is what's funny for the bearded dragons. The butterflies to catch the gnats. You see the little gnats on there? Isn't that gross? So I planted basil on this side. I've been watering it. I don't know how long it takes to gestate, but over here, this is hilarious. I planted the seeds from a tall garden phlox, and that's Phlox, beautiful flower, but I forgot that I had already planted in this pot. What does this look like? Now come on, think about it. Springtime. That is not a tall garden phlox flower, that is a dandelion. And I planted those thinking, you know, I wonder if other times of the year my bearded dragons could get a dandelion. Yes, they can. So thanks to me watering these little tiny sprouts, I see this one right here, that's not doing much, but that's okay. Look at that, reaching for the light. I had to raise up the light. So that's fine too. You know, I can get flowers or I can get dandelions, which it's funny to me, growing dandelions in a pot, but I'm going to feed those to the bearded dragons. That'll be fun. That's a geranium that's still somehow living. It's 2 years old. Everybody thinks they only last a year, but if you bring them in the wintertime, it might do okay. So there's my mini garden up here. I'm still going to do a video soon as I get the lights and get that basement garden going. I've got a nice video I'm going to put together where it's kind of photo evolution of that garden. So there's my mini garden right now above Rose. So an art update. A friend of mine drew Rose on a little post-it note and put her name there. It's so pretty and it looks like her. So I put a frame on it, printed it, cut it out, and now Rose gets to look at it. So let's look at Rose. Everybody stare. Look right at her. Look at her. Keep looking. Okay, that's it. She keeps looking at that. The towel I've got hanging up. She walks over and she looks at it. She's curious. I think that's so neat. She's just looking at her surroundings like she just woke up. I'm so happy. Reptile vitamins. So I'm going to conclude this video with, I'll show you the vitamins I'm talking about. Okay, so here we are. That's all it is, reptile vitamins. I think I was told by someone in the store that these are good, but you got to look at what's in it and how often. I'm pretty sure for a healthy bearded dragon, you would give a multivitamin maybe once a week, if that. Not every day. If you know different, let me know in the comments, please. But this is what I've been told from people that are a lot more experienced than I am with bearded dragons. So after this, I'll probably put that on, once a week, definitely for Rose. Murray is so healthy. I might do it every 2 weeks for him, but we'll see. So that's the end of the video, the update. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you to the new subscribers. I love that. Leave me a comment, like the video, subscribe if you want. Love to hear from people. So you guys have a good day, and until next time.